And hello, everyone. This is Michael Connon representing the TooMedToo Star Wars Network, and this is the Holocron House. Don't want to end that broadcast. That would kind of not be so good. So let me get this ready in case anybody wants to hop in here and talk about this book with us. I almost just knocked myself out too, so that wouldn't be very beneficial. If anyone wants to hop in here and talk about this book, feel free, whether you have it or not. So this is the second session of this book. I had been doing the visual dictionary, but I literally took a vote and it was almost unanimous to start doing this book instead of the visual dictionary. So that, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It just came out too, so I'd probably want to go through that more. Well, I did, but it's all what my friends want to do. I'm just here tagging along. So, all right. So we covered the first one. Now that first one, I don't know if you guys watched the first video I did of this. It was a lot of reading. I didn't realize how much it was. Just pretty much nonstop in there. Introductions and forwards and whatever else it was. But we are going to get going on this. Oh, hi, Kylo Ren Flores. How are you today? All right, so I had to move things around a little bit. Trying to, I have it set up real weird. I don't have a book stand, so I have to have it really high, but we'll figure it out. Oh, to the right page? Nope, a couple pages past it, but that's all right. Well, we got someone joining in with us today. We have Rural Farm Boy.
Sunday evening, friends.
How are you today?
Oh, I am just having one hell of a fun Sunday.
That's that's good.
It is. I got done having a long chat with one of our live chat friends for about 5 hours. Started out for sounded like a friend asking for help, and then we just carried on for a spell and had a hell of a lot of fun. But I
That's
seen you're getting set to do this, and you set round about 8 o'clock, and I'm in for it. So let's do this.
all right. So of course, it's a new section of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So what is there? A lot of reading for us to do. Let me make sure I got it set up right. I I got a collecting with Kylo I got to do
hmm.
afterwards because I got a couple things that came in and there's too much to wait till tomorrow.
Alrighty.
So I got to do that sometime either tonight or tomorrow too. But we're gonna go. We're gonna get started on the book. We already did the first section or the first. I don't really know if it's a section. This is just kind of a new. I guess they're sections, but whatever. I don't know. Let's see how this does. All right, so we got Princess Leia there. Yeah, I might need to move this over. I don't know if that makes much of a difference.
Um, That looks good.
The costume department, the light side. Carrie Frances Fisher, the writer, activist, and actor who originated the role of Leia Organa in 1977 Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope, passed away on December 27th, 2016, only 19 years old, when cast in the role of Princess Leia in late January 1975, and the youngest of the core cast of the original Star Wars trilogy actors. Her loss at the age of 60 was both unexpected and devastating. The feminist icon, as well as steadfast animal rights and LGBTQ and HIV/AIDS patient advocate who was serenely honest about her own struggles with mental illness and addiction, Fisher made a deeply personal impact on 3 generations of fans. These fans expressed their grief with impromptu memorials, both at the Yoda Fountain just outside the Lucasfilm San Francisco headquarters and on a blank star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, redecorated in memorandum as the star Fisher never had but chanced to receive in her lifetime.
Wow.
In a statement release the same day as her passing, Star Wars The Force Awakens director J.J. Abrams, Mission Impossible 3, Star Trek Super 8 said, "You didn't need to meet Carrie Fisher to understand her power. She was just as brilliant and beautiful, tough and wonderful, inclusive, and funny as you could imagine. What an unfair thing to lose. How lucky to have been blessed with her at all." Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy reflected, "Carrie holds such a special place in the hearts of everyone at Lucasfilm that it is difficult to think of a world without her. She was Princess Leia to the world, but a very special friend to all of us. She had an indomitable spirit, incredible wit, and loving heart. Carrie also defined the female hero of our age more than a generation ago. Her groundbreaking role as Princess Leia served as an inspiration of power and confidence for young girls everywhere. There, we will miss her dearly." 5 months later, in an interview with Vanity Fair magazine, Kennedy publicly revealed that General Leia Organa was intended to have a real significant role in Star Wars Episode 9, then slated for release on May 24th, 2019. Fisher's role in the then forthcoming Star Wars The Last Jedi would remain unchanged, but her sudden passing necessitated a rethink for Episode 9. Almost exactly 3 years earlier, on May 21st, 2014, a week after the start of the principal photography on The Force Awakens, Lucasfilm's informal intellectual property development group, IPDG, formed by Lucasfilm development executive Carrie Hart, met to discuss how they envisioned the then untitled Star Wars Episode 8 and 9, now that the plot of Episode 7 was finalized. The IPDG members present include Lucasfilm's animated executive producer Dave Filoni, senior creative executive producer Pablo Hidalgo, ILM chief creative officer John Knoll, ILM creative director Dennis Mirren, Skywalker sound audio designer Gary Radstorm, senior vice president of physical production Jason McGatlin, and me. Well, not me, but me, whoever's writing this. But Jesus Christ, I wish it was me. We have the full heroine's journey in Leia. If you look at the big steps from infancy to mortality, she's the one who's been through everything. So here Carrie is actually acting not only from her real life afterlife, but through Leia in the movie, and the catalyst for the 2 primary antagonists, the male and female being bonded in a life force. Rick Carter. All right. I might need to change that. All right, there we got Ray Hood version 1. Oh, and that other one of Leia was General Leia version 1 by Robert Rowley. And this Ray Hood version is by Dylan. I thought white would look great, and then added to the hood to give more of a white vibe. It's also a bit of Leia from the side. I based it on Leia's hood from A New Hope. So, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, she's still going on. I mean, even in Rey's costuming. Okay. Lucasfilm executive creative director Doug Chiang wondered, since these 3 films are a female-driven story, where's Leia in episode 8 and 9? At as Luke's twin, she would have the Force. Maybe she's the nurturing character that overcomes the final evil. Maybe that's the thing we are missing. Pablo Hidalgo. I couldn't imagine her being the one thing to break through to our villain, Dave Filoni. Oh, I love that. I love to that. I look back down this table and we are presided over Padme, George E. Lee, oil painting of Padme Amidala, female lead of Star Wars prequel trilogy, and Leia's mother. There is a powerful idea about the matriarchy coming back and subverting what has always been dominated patriarchal and male heroes, Zeus, Hercules, everything else. What happens when Kylo and what he does to his father is structurally not a redeemable act. There's no coming back from that. The way he does it currently, but I've never seen a mother figure try to do it, and maybe she could. John Knoll, the super intriguing setup to Empire. That boy is our only hope. No, there is another. I felt cheated in Jedi that this really didn't go anywhere, but maybe Yoda is really talking about what happens to Leia in 30 years in the future. Dave Filoni. I love that. We should shift it so Leia is the Obi-Wan of this entire trilogy. I don't even think that it hurts that she's not primarily the mentor figure in 7 because, like John had been saying, the audience expected it so on Luke. And then that proves not to be true. It is more powerful. It's dangerous because it makes it so. About the women of Star Wars, something to me says that's right. There's something happening culturally. You look at birth, regeneration, the world itself needing healing. All of these things are amicable as of the mother character and myth. They are all matriarchal things. Mother Earth itself, global warming is a hot topic. George Lucas was always so good at tapping into what's happening in culture, and he hits us with it. The idea that we have Leia, a mother character who needs healing of her own, right? That's something we got to get into the deeper way. Carrie Hart. I couldn't survive if one thing had happened to Leia. What causes someone to continue to be willing to battle when she has lost her planet? After the discovery she has a brother, after he disappears, she never actually knew her parents, and now her son has gone awry, and by the time episode 7 is over, she's a widow. I know people in real life who have had all those types of things happen to them, and they keep going. So my question is always, how do they do that? Somehow, we need to find what richness of the character, which can be really powerful in terms of what has to convey to Rey. It's not about Jedi training, it's about life.
I love that part. Yeah, that echoes from our real world. That by the end of the story, we want things to go the way we hope they can go, but that's not how real life works. And it also works the same way in that galaxy far, far away. The end of the story, Leia at that point is a widow. We would have hoped there would have been something more or better or bigger or different, but even in the galaxy far, far away, that ain't how life works. We deal with what we're dealt. And even in them stories, they was dealt something different than what they expected. And they find the strength to carry on through it. Makes it all the more real, even long time ago, far, far away.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we got a little more Ray here going on.
Mm.
But hang on, let me switch my. I really got to try and figure out because it took all that time for me to set it up the last time, getting a good camera angle and everything, what I had to do. And this time I just kind of threw it together and I had it better, but it's still, I got to figure out something that I'm not halfway standing up or squatting to get in the pictures and everything. So
Shift the book a little bit more. Yeah, right there. A little bit more right. Yeah. Good, good.
because I think last time I had it more of a whole, the entire picture at a time. You could see the whole thing. Oh,
Not
I
too
also
much
have it.
reading
Hang on.
here.
I also got you on screen with me. Let me
Yeah,
just.
put the book up. I can comment without. Yeah, there we go. Oh, nice. Love it. Not too much reading there.
No. So we have this first picture, this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just classic Ray with belt by Dylan. In the same way Luke was a kid from the small town who was bored
Mm-hmm.
and ready
Mm-hmm.
for something greater, Ray is a member of the underclass, and that is very modern thing. She's a lot of people over the world can understand. She can still matter, be valuable, and have contributed to make, even though have contributions to make, even though she started her life living on a junk pile. It is cool to think about how the character is then pulled in and sort of adopted by the Skywalkers, but she doesn't have to be a Skywalker. People can be residents and a role to play no matter where they start out. Yeah, I'm too far away to read that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to fix that. But I guess I'll figure it out. So there was that first picture. That's what I was just reading about. Here's the second one, and that is Ray Green amended. JJ definitely liked Ray's The Force Awakens look. That original feat, it had to be something similar, but not the same. So we're playing around with different colors. And then we have Trixie Ray version. Oh, and those are both by Dylan, and then the Trixie one is by Callum Alexander Watt. And then we come over here. We got Ray right there, like that. And I like the idea that she's going. Hang on, let me see if I keep that the same way, but that I can actually do this and then do this. All right, that makes it a little bit easier on me, I think.
Mm-hmm. You tell me.
I like the idea that she is going to be our Skywalker, but she's not a Skywalker. Then, for our purposes, the Skywalker is really a metaphor. It doesn't have to be something that's directly connected to blood. Pablo Hidalgo from the May 2001, 2000, I'm sorry, from the May 21st, 2014 IPDG meeting. And that's Ray just says her profile. And then this one is Rey to Star Wars film white costumes have been used quite a lot. I think it works really well. The whole black and white nature, the yin and yang, Dylan. So if I remember correctly, it's about to start getting fun. Bam! Look at that picture. Finn looks like he's ready to play. That's like, all right, give me 1 second. Talk to them for a second, Royal Farm Boy. No? Is anybody there besides me?
Besides you and me, is anybody?
Yeah, you must. I told you to talk for a second because I had to run in the. I had to go do something real quick.
Oh, apologies, being momentarily
No worries.
distracted. And I just looked up to find that I muted myself. Unmuted now.
Okay, so we got Finn. I mean, I don't think I would ever wear that coat, but it looks like a fun coat. Maybe a different color. I don't know. For me,
That speaks out Firefly to me in a way. Momentary sidetrack, Michael. Are you familiar with Firefly? Did you go and watch it?
I am. I never really got into it, but that is something that it's only one season long, so it wouldn't take long for me to hop on and watch it real quick.
Yeah, it's not really even a season. It only made its way 14 episodes, but each of them 14 are really, really good. And I'm just going back now and giving a rewatch an episode at a time in the morning before I fire up my playlist.
All right.
Check that out. But we're not talking Firefly. We're talking Rise of Skywalker, the Art of Rise of Skywalker.
And while we're at it, I haven't talked to you in a couple days. Since you're my booker, for booking everybody for me, I got tomorrow covered. We got Tatooine and Sons coming on the Bacta tank.
Okay.
Or Tatooine Sons. I always say Tatooine and Sons. It's not. It's Tatooine Sons.
Gotcha.
And then the following Monday, we're going to have a few of my friends who have been to Galaxy's Edge or that live in California right by Disneyland or, LA, Anaheim, whatever. So they're only an hour or two away and have been to Disneyland a few times and Galaxy's Edge. So a few of those friends, we can let you start your guessing games next week after this Monday, and see if you can guess who it is.
Some guesses. I'll keep them myself.
Okay.
On we go.
All right. Yes, sir. So Finn, the one on the side, the one of his back. What does that say in Arabic, Anthony?
Where are we looking?
On
the
his
jacket.
back. Yeah. Can you see that?
The first letter is a T on top, and the second character. The second one is not one that I recognize in the Arabic alphabet. There's nothing even remotely close, and I'm sort of fairly familiar with. And there ain't a character in relation to that in Arabic, so far as I'm aware of.
All right. See, I knew if anyone knew how to read Arabic, it would be you. So, so the one on the
King
side,
Tom.
the one we're talking. Yep. Oh yeah, King Tom too.
Mm-hmm.
We have it just says Finn yellow design version by Dylan, and then the one above it where we have him facing us. Mm-hmm. At one point, we were thinking that Finn might stay in his original costume, but it was decided that we should explore some more looks. I thought to get back to a more pilot look, like a Vietnam pilot with that kind of flak jacket with something in the back. I thought maybe Rose could have embroidered it, Dylan. So we're gonna have to check and see what that says in Arabic, because if she was gonna do something, I'm gonna guess it's what she would be using.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
She was gonna embroider something. So now we have a little bit more of Finn going on.
Oh, there's a poncho.
That's
Okay.
the one in the middle. The poncho version. It just says the skies colored version. Oh no, I'm sorry. Finn wet poncho version. That's the one in the middle. And then the one that we actually get of him, I believe, is costume designer Michael Kaplan wanted to move Finn away from the jacket of the previous two films, but was aware that it had to feel tonally similar. The fabric and color, plus the color swatches, were a defined nod to Poe's jacket. The shirt and pants were a reference, on my part, to Glenn Maria Volantine's costume from. I just lost my place.
I can't think.
Far a few dollars more. The darker shirt and blue trousers with the detailed added a good Western feel to Finn's appearance. I recall JJ remarking in concept meeting that Finn finally looked like part of the Star Wars world. What? We always felt that the underdog, the discarded, the neglected, the unnoticed would be people who had to stand up against the First Order. Chris Terrio. And then I'll try and pick this up for you to see if I can get it here. A little better picture for you. That's not good. That's not.
Yep, right there.
I can't see it on the way I am. So, all right, and that is the Festival Disguise version. I thought it'd be funny if 3PO had the Festival Disguise on. JJ thought it was funny as well, but it wasn't. But he wasn't sure. 3PO is bright gold. He is very noticeable. So, and then that one in the top corner, it's just him in the raincoat, flak jacket, disguise version 1. All right, and now we got something for the ladies, well, and for some of the guys too, I guess. Whatever. I shouldn't be presumptuous and everything. Oh, before we go any further, I should let everyone know that this is the Holocron House Rise of Skywalker art book. The Art of the Rise of Skywalker, I think it's called. And it is brought to you by Rural Farm Boy, Kylo Ren Flores, Mr. Rez, Chris from Kentucky, and Kylo from Kylo Customs. They are my patrons. If you'd like to join them as a Patreon, feel free. You can just go to patreon.com and you can go to patreon.com and it's just TooMedToo. The description is in the link also. And we have someone else joining us right now.
Join us on Patreon.
Oh, yeah. We hope everyone joins us on Patreon. But on here, we have Number One Sci-Fi.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Number One Sci-Fi? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Welcome.
no problem, man.
So we're just going through the art of book.
Where's this? Where'd you book? Is this available anywhere, basically, or what?
I got it delivered by Amazon. I got it the day it came out, so like 4 or 5 days ago, and I think you can buy it. Well, I don't know if bookstores are open or not right now, but you can get it pretty much everywhere, I believe. But thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have more people, and
Yeah, no problem. But
feel.
so this is mainly just on the Rise of Skywalker only.
This one right now, it's just going through the Rise of Skywalker, the art of going through the book.
How they just did the costumes that they did out for people, you mean?
Well, this is just the costumes, but it deals with everything. The first session 1 of this book was a lot of the introduction and a lot of the people that were in the book talking about it. But I mean, you can see that it does, all different kinds of concept art. So I'm just flipping through really quick so you can just see the pages. Concept art. There's some more aliens. We got the.
Now, does it go into the changes that the novel did as well, or no?
I don't know, because
this is everything that took place in pre-production that Lucasfilm did in order to tell this story on film.
I mean, so it's going to have a lot of stuff that was in the movie. It's going to have a lot of stuff that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they could tell the three of us draw a picture of something, and all three of us are going to draw something different, even though they still give us parameters or about what they want. It's going to be a little bit different, but all right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so we have Poe. I guess Poe's going to be our next big character we're dealing with here. You can see on the right-hand side, or I'm sorry, I guess it would be the left-hand side, his just regular look. It is the Trixie Poe version, 7 detail by Watt. Above on top, we have the 3 different styles or whatever he's wearing. That's Trixie Poe version, number 7 by Watt again. Poe color version 1 by Dylan. Poe version 1 by Raleigh. So they're all pretty much, basically the same. Poe, they said draw us pictures of what Poe's going to look like when he is in the desert.
So they thought he might actually have a beard like they're showing there?
Well, that one picture has him with a beard, and then the rest of them just have him with some stubble or whatever. And then when we get onto the other page with him in the orange pants, it's Poe Pilot Orange version. We don't know much about Poe yet, and he seems like such a sterling squad fighter from Second World War movie or something. What would be interesting to learn about him? Well, maybe he gained his piloting skills in a way that was slightly dodgy. And that was from Chris Terrio. And then there's the picture of the helmet up there, Poe's helmet, version 1. The wing helmet was based on the full-face helmet from Return of the Jedi, but I removed a lot of it to see more of the face. The top is very similar to the original one, but I made it boxier because the original looked a bit like a motorbike crash helmet. We tried to get away from that and straighten up and some of the edges. I like how weird the original was, however. That's from Dylan. And then the little one on the side right there. This one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So they already knew about the Zori Bliss lines that were in the movie, I guess, then, right?
Well, we haven't even gotten to, I don't even know when this concept art is yet from. This could actually be for some of the stuff that was in the beginning of this book was actually from the Last Jedi, because they didn't want to put it in that book to spoil it for people that didn't see the movie yet. So was the first section we went over. We were going over the art of finishing what they didn't put in the art of The Last Jedi. And this, we don't know yet what the artists, we'll know. They'll tell us what they know. Like they just said right there, we don't know a lot about Poe yet. So, this could have been, they could have been designing the art while The Last Jedi was filming. So they don't really, the artists aren't told the whole story. The artists are told, we need you to draw Poe. And they've seen episode 7, and that's all they've seen. And they're filming episode 8, and they're told to draw some pictures for episode 9. So, they know as much as we know, probably at the beginning of, episode 8.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
just
so yeah, so nothing really from 9 is in this book.
No, it was just like what you read, Michael. It gives in a sentence, maybe not even a full sentence, about how we see Poe, and he's in a flight suit, but the top half is underneath his belt. And what you just said was what you read was he might have had some sketchy beginnings, and we know what that is now. But this is just what you said. This was pre-production concept art, and they were just sketching out where Poe's story was going to go. They didn't know that then, even though we know that now, what that was. Yeah, he's a spice runner, and you were a stormtrooper, and you were a smuggler, and you were a scavenger, and we can do this all night. Yeah, we know that now, but this is a few years back when they was just beginning to put this story together.
Yeah, so you got to figure the movie came out Christmas time in 2019, and they finished filming 2000, or they started filming the beginning of 2019 or whatever, roughly. So these are probably sketches from sometime 2017, 2018.
Yep.
Some of them could be earlier though, because like I showed you, how Sci-Fi number 1 just said that, asked if there's anything in here actually from the movie. There is, because when I was flipping through, they showed the picture of the baby head on top of the spider legs. That was, we know as the Oracle, that was not in the movie, not even talked about in the movie remotely, but is talked about in the novelization. So they had that idea, 2 years ago at least, or if not more, and said, all right, let's see what we have, come up with pictures for it. And it didn't make it in the movie, but the novelization's the expanded novelization. So it's not just like they took the scripts or watched the movie and wrote it out. They're told, all right, here's what you have to write about. And, there could have been a lot cut out of the book. We don't really know. So, these are all things that going through these books and the visual dictionary and whatever ancillary material we're going to have later on and next, and the making of books, that we're all going to learn, slowly, bits and pieces coming out.
Yeah,
And
that's exactly what these art of books are for.
So
And paint out.
You're saying
It's to paint out what all it takes over a long years, 2, 3, 4 years, what all it takes from beginning to middle to end to put together just one of these stories, just one. And this one here, it was over years. And how it started out ain't nearly how it ends up. But you get to go along. They do this to share this with us, to show you what all it takes to put together just one Star Wars story.
Yeah. But they're going to come out with more books, obviously, right?
Well, there need to be more stories to be told in order to provide more books. And we're told...
Well, I meant like maybe for the Mandalorian instead, I guess, or whatever shows they're going to do.
They haven't announced. They haven't announced anything yet for it, but it is rumored to be coming out. But are they going to go and put it out in sections, or are they going to wait? If they probably know how long the Mandalorian, if it's not all written, is going to be. So it might be 3 seasons or 4 seasons, and then they come out with the book, or they might do 2 small ones and then 1 big one with some extra material we didn't have in it. At this point in time, they're not telling us what their ideas even are.
No, but that's a thing we can be hopeful for.
Yeah, like I got the art for Jedi Fallen Order. I haven't even gone through that book yet because I haven't finished the game yet. once I finish the game, then I can go through that book. But I don't want anything, even though I already know what happens and I know characters that are in it, I don't want it spoiled for me. I want to see it myself. That's why I kind of stayed away from those spoilers. There's the Art of the Clone Wars book, which I don't have because that book, even secondary to buy it used, is like $100 or $150 because when they came out, no one cared about it, so no one bought it, so they didn't make any more. Now everybody likes the Clone Wars and wants the book. Well, it's too late, so now you got to pay $150 for that book. There's a Rebels book coming out that I already have ordered. So I mean, they have a lot more art books coming out and things like that. They have a lot of, so like for this book, they or for this movie, there's this book. They already have another book or two with this. They are going to have the making of. I mean, so there's probably that I have 3 or 4 books just from this movie itself, and it just came out. And there's still books that are going to be coming out over the next couple of years for it.
Okay.
So it's it's every little bit we get now. And
are you excited that Ahsoka is going to be in season 2 of The Mandalorian?
I am very excited that Ahsoka is going to be in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
How she's used, I don't know. That's actually something we're probably going to be talking about tomorrow in the Bacta tank. Yeah.
Nice.
The Bacta tanks where we have on guests and talk about whatever's just going on in Star Wars. And the Holocron house is where we go through the books. So tomorrow I have the Tatooine Sons podcast and YouTube channel coming on. I know it's at least Dave. I don't know if the boys or both the boys or who exactly is coming on. And they're going to come on, and I'm going to talk to them for a little while, and then they can either stick around, and I'll have other people on, or they can take off, and we'll do our regular show. But I'll probably do a little bit of talking on what's been going on the last short period of time, few months or so, or a couple of weeks with them, because they're the ones that got Turbis into. They were the catalysts or the main ones that got Turbis to become canon. They're the one that they named Turbis, I should say. So
they did.
They'll be on tomorrow.
Nathan did that.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And I mean that's a great story behind that. So here we have this is Luke and Leia.
Nice.
Fencing Masks version 1 and Fencing version 34. Not too much talking about on there. Those are both by Dylan. And then we go into the Luke's X-Wing version 2. That's this one right here.
Yeah. Red box.
That's just his regular helmet. Off to on the left, you have the fencing helmet front side version. So this is what their helmets look like. Without the cover down. And that's what you have there with the shield down, so they can't get cut with the if they get hit with the lightsaber, then they have to use the force for it. Sam Williams and I managed to do the thing again that we did on Rogue One and Solo, where we put in a bit more detail for the HD generation. The clips that are on the side of the original X-Wing helmet are really just soft fabric form plastic, but we put sharper detail in. My mom wouldn't notice it, but the fans, when they look closely, will notice that everything is a little bit sharper and crisper. Dylan. And then up here, these 4 up here, it is the Y-Wing visor decal options. And those are by Dylan also.
That's neat stuff. I like that. I love pilot helmets. Ooh.
We got some more costumes going on over here. Up here we have Trixie Pilot's version, Trixie Creatures version on this one over here. Trixie Pilot's version. These are all by Watts also so far. Trixie Pilot version. So yeah, they just said, draw me some pictures of what pilots are going to look like. And they might give them some parameters, or might say, based off of these pictures, or give them an idea of what to do. Otherwise, they could have things completely crazy. Or what Star Wars pilots look like, make them look like that with your own little spin. Just like the artwork I just had Chris Hall do for me for the channel, for the network, and for all the different things, is going to look very different than if I have someone else do artwork for me, or I have a couple of my in-life personal friends that aren't Star Wars fans. They're like, I can draw something for you. And it's like, okay, go ahead and draw it. But if it's not Star Wars or I don't like it, I'm not going to use it. If you have a Star Wars fan drawing Star Wars stuff, chances are it's going to be what you like or what you want, because it's going to look Star Warsy. But you have someone that doesn't know anything about Star Wars and is just looking at pictures, they might not really know. So
yeah, it's going to speak to you for what friends or folks are doing for you. It's going to speak to you, or it ain't.
Then we have a little bit more of the Trixie Pilot version. All of these are by Watts.
I'm getting a little bit of Biggs Darklighter vibes from that sketch on the far left out of them three on the right-hand page.
This girl over here for
yeah.
The deleted scenes from episode 4.
Yeah, that's speaking Biggs Darklighter to me, from the deleted scenes from A New Hope. A little bit.
Yeah, it's like, this is like a 1970s skier's jacket, skier / pilot jacket, and this is like a 1970s we're cool jacket. So
And next page has, my.
Next page, we have more pilot versions. We have the main pilot version. This one over here that looks like Captain Planet. Captain Planet. Nobody knows who.
No, I do. Yeah, I can see that. Sure. I can see also a little bit of Voltron.
Voltron. Okay, yeah, it does. It kind of does have that Asian anime face.
The Comet Empire. Yeah. They had blue skin, but they had black hair, not red. But wow, that's neat.
I mean, yeah. But if I showed you that picture, you probably would. All right. So like this one right here, you probably wouldn't guess if I showed it to you and said, "What is it a picture of?" I don't know if I would guess Star Wars.
No, not at all.
But like you just said, you could. I said, I see Captain Planet, although I wouldn't guess Captain Planet because the way they're dressed. But try and figure out what kind of sci-fi alien it was. But you come over to this picture right here, which is another one by Watt with the pilot version. Oh, where's my Booker? Booker, we got to try and figure out who this Watt guy is and see if we can talk to him. Because I'd love to have him. I got to find out which publicist I got to deal with for him. Because I love his art.
That'd be fun.
So put that in your booking notes. And then we have
top and bottom.
Yep, we have more pilots over here. Now, if I showed you these kind of look Star Warsy, especially this one down here. But just pilots, just more pilots. These are Resistance pilots here. This is a wizard. This is a wizard over here.
Those bottom three, I don't know why for me, because maybe somebody else, maybe you might look at them different, and maybe sci-fi might take something different from you and me, but just taking a random glance, to me, I see something in relation to Rogue One. And I don't know why. I'm just taking a look. When we see the folks that catch up with Bodhi Rook, that looks like something in relation to them folks when they're brought before Edrio Two Tubes, who thinks that's Saw Gerrera. Yeah, that looks like somebody in that clan right there. Just for
I can see that. I was gonna say
Wow.
Rebels, but maybe just because
Ooh,
it looks
okay,
like
yeah. Yeah.
looks like Zeb. But I mean, Rebels and Rogue One take place at the same time, so
Pretty much, yep.
roughly, a couple years difference in there. But yeah, it's. So what do we got
This
going
is
on? I can't even see the chat right now because I don't have a computer by me. What's going on in the chat? Anything good?
I just got StreamYard up. I don't have the chat up just yet, so I'm gonna go take a look at that right now. Because I'm a
All right,
moderator, I should be doing that.
so here we go. This is sci-fi. Now, like you were asking what we have from the movie. I'm gonna guess this is right
Ooh,
from the movie because we have Lando Disguise version 4, and
yep.
that's I mean, without having a picture of it, that's pretty close to what they came up with or what they have for him. Originally, JJ thought the design he ended up using for Lando's disguise would be a really cool bounty hunter character instead. So I wanted to get that silhouette of an upturned brim of a cowboy hat from a distance when the hat flaps up. It did kind of look like that Western silhouette Dylan. And then this is Lando the profile. This is the more of the hats. Getting some translucent material in there was one of those things that I had in my head, but it was quite different to convince everyone on paper. Once Sam Williams and I started doing the ZBrush, however, it became clear. I'm really pleased with how it came out. It feels Star Wars, but unlike anything we've done before, Dylan. And then you have Lando new boots, Lando all black boots. That's new and all black. This one over here is Lando new boots. I've done lots of blue and other colors for Lando, and Michael Kaplan said do yellow like his solo look. So we threw it into the mix, and that's the one JJ really liked, Dylan. And over here we have Lando with the yellow on, Lando new boots version. So they're basing all these on his boots. What his boots look like. That's how they're differentiating it. Like this doesn't even say Lando yellow shirt. It's Lando new boots. So give me the new boots and give me different colors, I guess, is what they I'm assuming they went with. I
You
didn't
know
know
what?
for
You know
yes.
what's funny about that is take a look at the picture closest to the spine on the right-hand page, lower on the left, with the blue shirt and the black cape, and he has brown boots. If you have watched or if you've caught in Empire Strikes Back, Lando doesn't have boots. The cuffs of his trousers go straight down to he's wearing shoes. We don't see Lando in Empire Strikes Back wearing boots. And even his shoes were black. But in that picture of him in the blue shirt with the black cape and the cane, he's wearing brown boots. So
Yep.
I'm gonna say that's why they're calling it new boots because they're brown against black. That's not something we ever seen him wear before.
And that's the brown ones. The brown ones they're calling new boots. The all
Mm-hmm.
black they're calling black.
Yeah.
So they told this guy draw 50 different pictures so we know which one we like, because that way we don't have to use our imagination. Everyone sees it and knows, and then we can look at these pictures and say, well, let's combine this and this and take this off and put this there. And so there's no, after you do all the hundreds of hours worth of work, we're going to pick one of these pictures that took you an hour, and thanks a lot. But that's what I guess that's what you get paid for. Hopefully you love doing it. And we have this one Lando new boots version 1A. I didn't know for sure whether Props had something else in mind, but I thought it would be nice if Lando still had the same pistol from Solo, and Lando has a holster that crosses his chest in Return of the Jedi.
Yep. It's a
And
pilot
then we got a note up here from Chris Terrio. The first people the First Order targeted were leaders of the Old Republic. They went for their kids. They went for Lando's daughter. They went for Ben Solo, which begins to make more sense when you look at the wider context of their machinations, the long game plan. Terrio. So that's another, we haven't talked about it on this channel that much or in a while, but that's another story we might get at the end of Solo or at the end of The Rise of Skywalker. It was kind of like, was he hitting on this young girl? It's kind of dirty because he's 70 and she's like 19, so that's kind of weird. Or is he her father? Which way was he kind of going with that? And there was a lot of speculation, and most people, I think the majority of the people, hoped that it was he was her father, but we didn't find that out for a little while or have it confirmed till a little bit later.
I think the novelization set that straight.
Yeah.
He weren't, but he's doing what our heroes do. He's aiming to kind of go out of his way and lending a helping hand, just what he said. Let's find out.
All right, who do we got next? Oh, looks like we got some
This is pre-production Aki on Pisana. Oh,
yep.
Nice. Wow.
So we have Wizard 52 version in the top corner. Wizard 64 version. Wizard 54 version. Then down where we have the Akiakis, we have Festival Group version 1. That's by Raleigh. Festival Alien version number 7 by Raleigh. The top 3 pictures are from Watt. So that's pretty close to what we got. I mean, I'm sure there's also, they're saying version 54. I'm sure there's, out of those 54, at least half of them look absolutely nothing like that. And, that's why it would be nice if they gave us the art of the reject pile. That would be fun to see. Just what they drew sometime. It's like you look at some of McQuarrie's drawings, and some of McQuarrie's drawings are completely out there and look absolutely nothing like what we have now. And then his other ones are pretty much spot on. So, all right, when
you turn the page on the right hand side, on the edge, the outer edge of the page, I first mistook that for Embo.
Over here?
On the right hand side page.
Oh.
Along the edge of the page, yeah, right where your thumb just was with BB-8. Yeah, I first mistook that for Embo. I thought, what's Embo doing in Rise of Skywalker? But that's not him. I can't wait to see what they got put down that you're gonna say what that is.
All right, we have right over here. We have Kajimi Townsfolk version 2A by Watt. Environment should dictate costume, and we knew Kajimi was going to be frozen, snow-covered town. So Michael Kaplan's direction was furs, lots of furs. Out of all the background characters, these were the most fun. I try to give my concepts some character context, so adding props gives them a little more motivation. This is where design elements like light sticks came from, and if a character has an astromech, maybe the unit has cold weather upgrades like a ski runner. And then we have this other one here, just looks like a normal dude. That's John Williams. So yeah, that's
wow.
Well, our friend Sci-Fi left. He didn't like the costumes, I guess.
Well, we got some
Good.
friends in the chat. Miss Chris is here, and Dale Erdman's here. Rez is here. Kylo Customs is here. And Miss Chris also said she loves Captain Planet. Just so you know, Mike.
All right. Kylo Customs, if you got some free time tonight, we might want to do a or tomorrow morning do a collecting with Kylo. Because I got this box of the stuff, and then I got that other one. But we'll talk after this. We'll see how long this one goes if we try and squeeze it in tonight or do it tomorrow. But I wonder, can I get this to fit like this? If I hold it like this and go like that.
Can see the bottom half. Oh, there we go.
We're going to try it like this for a little bit, see how that does for me. It might make it a little easier. Don't mind that Dunkin' Donuts bag. That's my goodie bag. Not for me. That's for all y'all for contests and gifts and things to go out.
Send us stale donuts in the mail, please. Does that make it easier reading for you right there?
Yeah, because otherwise I have this box that I have the tripod on, so that because when you're laying the book flat, you have to have the flatter the book, the higher the camera has to be to get the right angle to read it. I have this propped up just on my chair, on a chair, so that this doesn't really have to. If it stays, I hope it doesn't fall over. Oh shit! So.
Well, no. When the camera is set and still, if it makes it easier reading for you, that's good viewing for us. So far as I can see on my screen, yeah, that's yeah, everything's plain to see right there. But if it makes it easier reading for you, then that's the greater of the two. We can see it just fine.
It does, but my tripod's so small that just the weight from I can just move everything over now. Yeah, just the weight from the cord from the camera is making it fall over. That was the only question. But
you had to go and show the box because Dale wants to know what's in the box. That's for tomorrow night. That we don't do that.
Well, I got a couple things I got. There's some collectibles that I collect, and there's some collectibles that I don't collect, but I got some extras for them, for either giving to people that can't find them or trading, or I'm not one for buying extras of stuff and then selling them on eBay. That's not my style. I'd rather, if somebody needs something and I want something they have, then trading it for them, or if somebody's looking for something, just giving it to them, because that's kind of in the collecting world when things aren't that much, when they're only $10 or $20. You give them to friends, and you kind of just keep a mental note of you don't want to give somebody everything and just keep giving them and giving them and giving them and giving them and giving them. But
Kylo just called you out in the chat. If you can see it, take a look. If you can't, I'll let you know what he said.
Oh yeah, I collect Black Series. That's why I said
checkmate. I think that's a checkmate.
That's why I said some things I collect and some things I don't collect.
That's a checkmate in my book.
But all right. Anyways, oh no, yeah, this is much better. I could do this all night now.
Here we go. Here we go.
So we have down here, we have Snowfolk version by Watt, and over here the picture that Anthony was talking about earlier, We have the later design had a Kajimi Townsfolk version. The later design had a Western feel, and I used a more involved render approach to better capture the feel at the broken down feel of the broken down furs. My favorite of this batch was the bounty hunter who could slide her hat down to be a full mask, inspired by a, I don't know this word, Mexican vaquero hat.
It's too small for this me. You see, I'm apologize. I can't be no help. Whoa! All right, where are we at? Left or right?
Right down there. A Mexican vaquero hat.
Yeah, vaquero. That's like a Mexican bandit, is what that means.
We don't need no stinking badges.
Also like that.
Okay, now I'm going to slide this over here a little bit for us.
Looks good.
See, he wanted to talk about Zori Bliss. Here we get into some Zori Bliss stuff. Our friend that was here earlier. Son of a bitch.
Also said, son of a bitch.
I'm going to have to figure something out with this. Give me a second. I got to...
Take your time.
Well, that's just in the way. That might work. That might work, sports fans. Let me know when it falls. I'll tell you if it worked or not. Okay, so we have this picture here.
Kyla Custom said karma for the comeback. LOL.
All right, so trying to get you a better picture here.
Looks good.
Just trying to get to focus. All right. That top one is a spice. Hey, she's a Spice Girl. Not revealing Zori's face was always the intention. JJ didn't want her to ever take her helmet off. It's the Judge Dredd thing. It's cool if you make a rule like that and you don't never see a face of all of the franchises, of all of the stories. We love masks in Star Wars. Dylan.
Nice. Well said, yes.
Then we got the other Spice Boss holding a lizard. Not even touching that one. Spice Runner Boss version 2. Those are both by Watt. This top one in the orange here.
Mm-hmm.
Try and get you this.
Right there. Right there. Yep.
Okay, that's just all that for Zori Spice version. And then back down to this one over here with the, looks like a dingo.
It does.
Spice Boss version 2. When the gang boss changed to Zori, JJ wanted a character in the vein of Boba Fett, one who wouldn't remove her disguise, but wouldn't have a mysterious charisma and had some shared history with Poe. I involved the basic gang helmet, but wanted to elevate her overall look. JJ was drawn to the design with the elegant back, so we developed this to the future. Everyone's looking at you on camera right now. Yeah, they are. How do you know? How do you know they can't see you too in the background? I know, but that's what I'm telling you. I know you're not dressed, but that's not the point. Well, you know, there's somebody with a camera going. You know, never mind. No, it's because I've had it set up the other way, or I mean, it's actually facing the door. It's just pointed down. It's usually facing on me or away from me, but I moved it today because this might be easier. Doesn't look as nice picture-wise, I don't think, but well, you don't get the whole.
Would have been funnier if you would have told her you were on YouTube Live right now. That would have flipped her out.
This was drawn to the design with the elegant back, so we developed this further and further, bringing in other design elements. The precious metal finish would add status and mark her out as a gang boss.
I love that they kept the cross draw of her pistols, if you understand what I mean.
Yep.
The butts of the pistols face forward, so she needs to reach left with her right hand to draw that pistol and reach right with her left hand. It's a cross draw. I love that they kept that.
And that is a badass, and you got to be really quick to do that because it takes a lot longer to come across your body than just move your, you know, when you got to use your whole body instead of just your wrists to flick it, then.
Yep. Yeah, I've done cross draw. It's tough stuff.
Mom, is my dinner ready? It's 4:30. Come on.
So what do we got on the right-hand page?
Okay. Well, this actually, when I first saw it, I thought this looked more like an infant's nest.
It does. Yeah, it does. That's what I'm taking from it.
Kind of thing. And I have the solo, the art, you know, listen, we got lots of time, and
we do.
Well, right now, yeah. So I just quick update on my life right now. I'm officially switched to a different location and going to be getting more hours there. But it
hopefully
is
not too far away.
It's not that far, but it is
good.
Well, it's 3.5 miles. But to catch the train there, the way the trains are running now, because of the virus, they're down about 2,000 bus drivers and subway and train drivers. So like my train usually runs, the one that I would take runs every 6 minutes, 6 to 10 minutes, 12 if it's taking a long time. It's running every half hour to 45 minutes now.
Yeah.
And the other one runs every 10 minutes, and that was regular. That runs about 3 times an hour, but they could be 10 minutes apart, and then you wait 40 minutes for it. So it's just kind of crazy the way it's going on now. And then it's, you know, like my brother posted a picture on Facebook of stores in Manhattan boarding themselves up because there's nothing going on there. Well, nobody lives in Manhattan. Well, I shouldn't say nobody lives in Manhattan, but the population density of Manhattan, you have buildings that are, you know, skyscrapers that people live in, but then you don't have residential area for a long time. So you have like really, really high population density just in 1 square foot area, but then you go out a couple square feet and there's not that much for housing. It's all businesses, and you have some stuff on top or whatever. So there's places that are already boarding up. And because they don't know how long they're going to be gone for, and they can't go check on their places. I told them I haven't seen anything like that, but you know, in Brooklyn, there's really nothing like that because you have a lot more people. You don't have the skyscrapers and 10 or 20, 30-story apartment buildings and things like that. For pretty much the most part, it's all residential, 3 or 4 stories. You have some projects, but those aren't really affected. Something like that. And I said, the whole thing is social distancing has kind of gone, because now we don't have any trains to take or buses to take. So, you can't do any social distancing while you're going to work. And, his comment was, well, you still can. It's just more difficult. No, you fucking can't. You want to put 50 people in a bus instead of 10, or you want to put, 1,000 people on a subway train and you have 20 cars. Well, that's 50 people each car, because you're only running every half hour, every hour. You can't social distance yourself. So it's like, you got to either, you have to, like I've been coming home late from work because I've been going in the morning working, 12 or 15, 16-hour shifts the last couple of days. And I just called the cab and took a cab home. And there's no pools anymore. So instead of being $10 for me to get home, it was $20 or $25. But I didn't feel like waiting. I could have got lucky and walked to the train, and it could have came. I would have been home in 20 minutes. Or the easy way, but I have to wait for 2 trains then, and that could be an extra 45 minutes or an hour easy and getting home. So I mean, it could take me 2 hours to get home. If I'm leaving work at 11:30 at night, I don't feel like getting home at 2 in the morning. So $25 for the cab ride, it is. But we'll have to see how things go from there, because that's you gotta work for an hour just to pay your way home.
Paying for convenience takes on a whole new meaning now.
Well, I mean, it's still, it's still a convenience, but it's also because with me switching stores, things got a little bit messed up, and I was kind of in between schedules and everything. So I worked Monday, and I picked that up. That was only a 5-hour shift. I was off Tuesday and Wednesday. I worked Thursday at my old place, or my old location, and that was just a 5-hour shift. And then I didn't have any other work to do, and they had me go to my old place on Friday, and I went in there and I opened, and my boss's boss said, "Hey, you want to work at this other place?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "Okay, I'll give you a ride." So I went open to close that day, and came home, and then they said, "Don't worry, don't open, just wait, come in at 11 o'clock." So I went in at 11, and I worked until 11 yesterday.
Wow.
But that's whatever it was, 16, 20, 22, 28, or 28 hours, 26 hours, give or take roughly. If they pay me, for the 15 minutes it was that I was in transit or whatever, but which they should, but that's besides the point. So it was like I didn't feel like taking a cab home. And New York State, if you work more than a 12-hour shift, they have to pay you. If you're not salary, they have to pay you an extra $150. So I made an extra whatever, $20 an hour versus our from 8 until 11, and then my extra $150. So I had a good Friday.
More cash in your pocket than you had before, so that was a good thing.
A lot more, but that doesn't make up for the fact that I had a couple of days where I didn't do anything. But it's just tough. So today I really didn't do anything to start off the day. And when I talked with you, I said I was going to start off, and I was going to try and do one of these in the morning, and then spend the afternoon with my girlfriend, and then do one of these now, and then try and fit in something with Kylo and try and do some streaming. And that turned into one of these, just because I ended up watching somebody else's stream too for a couple hours, and I got the FOMO, but it's I could have watched I watched Lungo stream for the Grey Jedi, or the Grey Council. Hang on a second. Delilah's going to jump off the bed.
Miss Chris was just asking where she is.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, hi, baby. Come here. People want to see
She
you.
wants her dad. She wants to be with her dad.
Everybody wants to know, where's the baby? Where's the baby?
There she is, Miss Chris. There's little Miss Delilah. She's right there. There she is. See her.
Delilah, you ruined everything. Sorry, Dad. Take it out on Mom.
All because she wanted to be with Dad. Aw, Miss Chris said, hi, baby.
Well, no, my bed is, so what am I? I'm 6 feet tall, and my bed comes up to like my ass. I got a, whatever it is, so it's a 4-foot box spring and a 15-inch mattress and whatever the bed frame is. So it's like almost 3 feet up. I had another box spring on there too. My girlfriend couldn't get on the bed when we bought it, so that had to go away. But hang on, Delilah wants some water. So everybody look at that beautiful page. The baby needs some water, and you guys only come here for the glimpses of her. I know. Yeah, so she jumped off the bed the other day and she hurt her hip because she limped for a little while, and then every once in a while when she jumps up when she's on the bed and I go to do something and she jumps around, she yelps and cries and whatever. But anyways, let's get back to this. Enough about we'll talk about, we spent enough time talking about me. We're supposed to be talking about Star Wars now. Why isn't this going right? Oh, the camera's off, that's why. Not off, but see, Delilah, you're lucky you're so adorable. Of course, I had it perfect. Son of a bitch. All right, we'll try this again. Maybe like that. I don't know. It was like I had it just perfect.
That looks good. Right there. That looks good.
Dude, Delilah's killing some water. She's been drinking since I put her down. She only weighs fucking like 10 pounds. Anyways, okay, so here we go. Spice Runner Boss version 14. Sam Williams was responsible for taking my little drawings and turning them into a viable sculpt in ZBrush. From this, a quarter scale maquette was a 10D printed and chromed. Then Toby Hawkins' team in the costume effects department did a beautiful job fabricating it. Having a physical version really enables everyone involved in the process to gauge how well the design is working, and resulted in removing the ears as JJ kept accidentally knocking them off of the marquee. Watt. So JJ is a clumsy son of a bitch. So we have the Spice Version Runners 2. From the helmet concepts of her Spice Gang originally, the leader of the Spice Runners was the huge creature. So we tasked with designing the gang only. We were to be introduced to them on a dusty, arid planet, so we looked making them fully helmeted and shrouded in robes to protect them from the environment. One design was a simple looking helmet to be worn across the gang with unique visor and tech elements to add individuality. JJ liked these as they called back tonally to the Guavian Death Gang from The Force Awakens. All right, trivia time. Who is the leader of the Guavian Death Gang? Anyone in the chat know this? Not for a prize, just for
No.
bragging rights.
I'm not going to say nothing, but we got a new visitor in the chat, Michael.
Who do we have in the chat that's new?
Somebody that did just finish a live stream that started same time you did, and I don't think you were aware of. So I was kind of multitasking when you started. And she, hint, over in the UK, says she can't sleep. So she thought she would stop by. It's Miss Shannon Moran.
Shannon, how are you doing?
She can't sleep. So she was, oh, Miss Shannon nailed it. She said politique.
All right. Everyone else in here is a fake fan. Get out. No, don't leave. I need people to watch that show.
I'm so glad to see her. Because
no, I'm
I had you in my left ear and her in my right ear at the same time at the time you started. So I was kind of multitasking because I'm a Patreon of Bothians and I don't want to let my friends down. So she says she's good, and Dale Erdman also says politique.
Is she good because I told her to hop on here, or is she good because someone asked her how she was? Did I say? Okay,
no, it's, let me see where we sit right now. We're at 9:30. It's like 1:30 in the morning over in the UK for her, and she says she can't sleep. So she thought she would just stop by.
Okay. Well, Miss Shannon, along with everybody else, I don't know if you know, but they should know in here. If you want to ever get on here, if you can't sleep, just let me know. And the code's right on there. All you gotta do, you know how StreamYard works. All you gotta do is click the link and hop on. And with this book, I do most of the talking, and then Rural Farm Boy talks about the page for a minute or two, so I can catch my breath and let my lungs heal. Because damn, there's a lot of talking in this book. I forgot about. But yeah, so I mean, after this book, we're gonna do the visual dictionary, and then finish off the visual dictionary, and then depending on what the visual dictionary has for us, we'll figure out what book we want to do then. We'll probably go with another art book. But I mean, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I collect books. So I have one open tomorrow. I have 3 that might be here tomorrow. They're supposed to be here sometime. And then I ordered another 6 that are supposed to be here the next week or two yesterday. That's the great thing about Amazon and getting the used books. You know, they give you a window of like 2 weeks for it to come. So you order it on payday. You spend all your spending money on then, so you don't have to worry about anything else. And yeah, then they just show up as they show up, so I don't have to worry about having stuff. So I know if I don't go through these boxes that I have with Kylo, when I end up doing them on the Bacta tank or whatever I end up doing.
She just took notice of your invitation. She loves the art books and she doesn't own any for space reasons. Understood.
Yeah, I'm thinking about too, trying to I don't know, doing the same thing, but just shortening it down and doing like an hour. But I mean, we're going through the costumes, so you know, we finish off. I don't know how many more costumes there are. We got a couple more pages of costumes. Yeah, we only have another 3 or 4 pages of costumes, and that's an hour and a half. So I guess this is the best way to do it. We kind of just were doing by sections. The one the other day was an hour and a half or 2.5 hours. This one's going to be an hour and 45 minutes. It looks like. But all right, let's finish it. Let's finish this, and we can talk. So yeah, I mean that's the whole point of me doing it like this and having a chat like this where people can hop in. And so anybody that wants to hop in, we had somebody, a new visitor. I'm not sure where he came from. Probably Facebook or somewhere. He came in, asked a couple of questions, hung out for a couple of minutes, and left. Hopefully he'll be back sometime. We'll see. Maybe I didn't make it clear on what it was on here, because the picture I put on there was the picture on Facebook, I think, was of Delilah and the book, but the way it posts on there, it's just Delilah. Just saw Skywalker, the Skywalker dog. I don't know, but sci-fi #1. Stop back sometime. You don't have to get in the tank. You can hang out in the chat. That's fine too. Okay, up here we have Spice Runner Boss version 11, Spice Runner Boss Helmet 1, Spice Runner Boss Helmet. These are kind of like Egyptian.
They do. Yes, they do.
I'm getting that little bit of, I think my post on, I think I put up my post on Twitter said, "Don't be dumb. Art makes you smart." And that was my Twitter post on here. But all my friends were busy in Miss Shannon's room, so it didn't get retweeted. But I got my friends here. That's all that matters. I don't do this for me. I do it for my friends. Oh yeah, and I was saying I'm almost at 4,000 viewing hours.
Nice.
So I'll be there for monetize, which I don't really care about that. But I'm still 100 and I lost some viewers the other day. I kind of stalled out on my. I'm no longer at getting about 140 people a month. I'm down to about 50 a month now. So
Wow.
it just won't be. Well, that just means if I need 160 people in the next 25 days for that big Kylo Ren to be in play.
Miss Shannon agrees with you. She said, "Yeah, I always thought the final outfit looked very Egyptian for Zoya Bliss."
And Miss Shannon, you can hop on here without your picture too. You can go no picture, and that way we can bother you about art, because you're probably a little bit with your field. You're a little bit more of knowledgeable in the art too. So, but if you don't want to, I know it's late. But we'll get you on another day.
Yep. She said it'll happen. It'll happen.
Are you working from home?
Yes, she is. She's homebounded.
Yeah, because that's what we had on Rachel last week, and then we have Tattooing Sons on this week, and then we have next week planned for. But I'm going to try and get, it's not really an interview like when I had Dominic Pace on, or when I did it with George. Oh, Jesus Christ! Please don't watch this. I know I watch it, but
George Mann.
Yeah, George Mann. I wanted to say George Webb, but I was close. And you don't think it sounds close, but flip those letters around a little bit, and there you go. Webb could be man, upside down, inside out. But yeah, so like talk with them for a little while about whatever they got going on. If they're podcasters, talk about their podcast, and then do the normal show. And if we don't have anybody that week, we don't have anybody that week. But we got the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks done. I got somebody for the third week, possibly, and then maybe somebody for the other one at the end of the month. But we'll see. Maybe Miss Shannon will be one of those people one of these days.
Well, I'll just go and say this here now. If folks in the live chat also said Miss Shannon scrolls all the way to the top of the beginning of the live chat, there's a StreamYard link right there. Even if it's only for a couple minutes, click that link. That's how I got here to Miss Shannon. Even if you got a couple minutes, scroll all the way back up to the top of the chat.
Well, there, I just posted it again. I posted it a couple times. That's how that.
I see it. I see it.
That gentleman that came in earlier, Sci-Fi #1. We don't know him personally as a friend through the Twitterverse or from hanging out with us, but everybody's invited. But let's get this done so we don't take forever, and then we can, do the end of it just chatting. Which I know it's all my fault because. All right, let's see. Oh Jesus, I don't even. All right.
It's all our fault. Oh, new page. Zoe with the furry cape. Whoa, or cloak, as some might say.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a better picture, but I guess it's getting too weird for the camera to see, to focus. But we got that other one on top too. with the light in here too, getting the right angle and everything. So, all right, we got Zoe with the furry cape. Poe would know the one place that the resistance needs to go, Kijimi, and of course, he's confronted with something that he doesn't want to deal with, his uncomfortable feelings for Zori, Torio. And that picture up there of Zori, once the planet changed, so we are introduced to Zori in the frozen streets of Kijimi, we needed to revisit, so we set about refinishing her overall costume. We reserve her patchworks and her nomadic elements into more refined look, giving her a flight suit and a huge cape for some alien fur. I want to know what kind of alien fur that is because I really like that. I don't know if I remind me to tell you after this about my leopard couch. So we don't waste any more time as we get through this. All
Okay.
right, so that this picture up here of that we saw before, get the out of the glare, is just Spice Boss different version. You know, this is the version that they went with, or pretty close to it.
Final version. Yep.
Well, it's weird because most of the I mean, they got tons of versions, but no, we'll talk about that later. It doesn't really matter. It's just me being silly. Zori version 4. That's what I'm saying. The lower number ones, it seems like, never mind, because they have lower number, higher number, middle numbers that they go with. So it's however they do it. But JJ was concerned she may be confused for a droid herself. So we removed some of her tech elements with the prompt from the script, increased the size of the visor overall. He liked her because overall her look became more sophisticated, while accidental, some of her Art Deco quality and the costumes detailing fit well with the design work in Kijimi. Michael Kaplan was keen for her to have a pirate quality about her, which is reflected in her boots and double holster. Her pistol was flintlock in appearance, but keeping the Star Wars Western influence, were also inspired by the Colt Navy revolver.
I know what that is.
And that is a Watt picture also. Fucking Jesus.
Well, while you get yourself set up, Miss Shannon's going to go and take a guess about that furry cloak cape in that first picture on the left-hand page that Zori's wearing. Miss Shannon's thinking that's a Wampa hybrid. That's my guess on the fur. Wampa hybrid. Dang. I'd never guessed that. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say she's wrong. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, me neither. So what we got left?
Just a couple pages. If this can stay. It's a lot easier for me because I'm not straddling a table and bent over because I don't have anything to prop it up the right way. But it's hard. It's easier to read, but harder because I'm now reading sideways. But so we have the Spice Boss mood version right there. This one right here. We get to focus. No, it is the Spice Runners version 12. Over here on this side. This one we got. It is the Spice Boss version 6. The mood images were a good way to sell the costume ideas with a little more context. Again, Sam Williams was tasked with the art sculpt on the helmet, plus her other metallic elements on the final helmet. The antenna flips So the rear hatch pops to reveal the battery pack for the for LEDs and a fan from the performer's comfort. Actor Kerry Russell was able to keep the full helmet on for more than 4 hours during this first day of filming. Watt, watt, watt. They're all watt. All those pictures there. Boo Boo Daddy can't hold you right now. Oh my God. All right, I'm just gonna. Let's see if I put it like that. All right, that might actually work now. Not that. All right, if I can't continue to it like this, I'm gonna have to just go back to the old way and deal with the pain.
Got it.
Not really pain, but you know. I can get it fixed tomorrow. I just gotta figure out something to put there so it won't fall forward because it's now top heavy, like my prom date. Oh, sorry, we got ladies in the chat. I shouldn't. Listen, that's nothing. Rachel was even worse than we were last week, getting us going.
You've never listened to Miss Shannon do a live stream, especially when she's gaming Battlefront 2. You've never heard that. I've heard that.
I've never listened to her game. I have been for her live streams, though. At live stream, no. I've been in her chats or I've watched her videos, and she's more respectful than I am a lot of times. I try and keep it clean. You know, it's like Monday. Monday I gotta do the PG version to start off with.
Oh wow. Yep. Because the Tatooine boys.
Yep.
Yep. We'll be all right. Miss Shannon's asking, looks like you have a Go XLR. Does that make sense to you?
Nope.
Wonder if she's meaning like a GoPro or your camera. She says, yes, I have a bit of a mouth. Yes, if you ever get the chance to watch Miss Shannon stream Battlefront, yeah.
Do you stream on Twitch?
She does.
And
yeah, and I always tell her to be herself. Don't she doesn't got to be clean or anything else, just be Miss Shannon. And
you gotta let me. I think we only got a couple pages left, but you gotta let me know when you're gonna be. All right, so let's see. We gotta talk about my leopard couch. Oh yeah, we're almost done here, so we'll just pull through this and we'll chat really quick.
Yeah, pick it up.
So okay, up here on the top we have Zori Henchman Mood version 1B. The image of Zori and two of her henchmen was the only concept where we see her and her gang together. Then the first one on the left-hand side is Wizard 12 version by Watt and Wizard 14 version by Watt. This one right here. So these are all the henchmen for the pretty girl gang. Although I don't think they were all pretty girls. But all right, so Zori Henchman version C3 Watt. And then this one over here, Zori Henchman version 4 by Watt. With the new location, we had to return to the gang members also, revisiting their helmets and adding furs and carved leather woodwork to connect them back to Zori. The gang members were some that first designs were locked at the project, and 11 months later ended up being the last art. So it took a year for at least for this project that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, we were talking about earlier to the gentleman that about how long it actually takes. They don't just start making the movie. It takes, years or months of planning it out. So, let's see. Who do we have joining us now? Hello, caller.
I'm surrounded by assholes. What's up, fellas?
How are you doing, Kylo?
I'm doing all right. I decided to go with that name because we're going to watch Spaceballs.
Excellent. Has your daughter seen Spaceballs before?
No. Have you seen Spaceballs? I don't think you have. You have? Oh yeah, we've seen it. Yeah, she's seen it. I don't
Okay.
remember watching it with her, but I'm sure we probably did. So
All right,
how's
so
everybody tonight?
we're doing good. We got one more page, and then we're done with the book for tonight, and then we're gonna do a little bit of chatting.
Oh, cool. I'm still watching the book.
Okay, so see if we can get a better picture. Seeing the angle of the camera's off, I can't get it to. I got to try and figure something out. Like
Yeah,
maybe.
I just put that little logo on for my camera thing for right now because I'm doing so much stuff. I'm moving around that my camera would make people dizzy and sick with all the. So I'm not
No,
gonna
that's
do
all
a
good. Yeah, I
facial.
can't. I couldn't. I couldn't see with the little emblem. I couldn't see that, but we'll
Oh,
see it in a moment here. So we have the. This is the horsewomen pair version 1C, and then this one is the horsewoman version 2A. We have this one over here is just another horse paint version by Raleigh. All of these are by Raleigh, except for this one. That doesn't even look like it's a painting. Well, it does a little bit because I can see it better than you guys can. Anyway, you get the gist of it. What it is. Michael Kaplan had originally made a series of mannequins for the 8 people of that land. My original drawing is reflective of that. After more decisions with JJ and everyone, they wanted to move away from that and add a little bit more color. I actually had because I'm a horrible person, James had asked me like 2 weeks ago to do a little recording or whatever for what I've been doing while I've been down. But I'm still working, so I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And then I just kind of blow it off and keep doing. I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna do it later, whatever. The other night I had a dream, and my dream had absolutely nothing to do with this, but for some reason it had something to do with police officers. I don't know what it was. And I woke up and I remembered the dream for a few seconds, and instantly a song popped into my head, and I was like, I should write a song for James about what I've been doing. I don't write songs. I can't sing. I don't know why this was my idea. And I was laying there and I wrote the song, a bunch of different verses or whatever for just, a couple things really quick. And then I couldn't remember for the rest of the day. This happened yesterday. Then I couldn't remember all the day yesterday and then all day today what it was. And I told my girlfriend, and I was like, the only thing I can remember is that it was a Beatles song. And I keep wanting to say that it's Imagine, but it's not Imagine. And I forget what song it was again now. And she's like, oh, this song? I was like, yes. And she was like, oh my God, on all the songs I picked it. But yeah. So I have intention of James, if he pops in here and watches this, or so you people know, I do have intentions of sending that to James. I just need to do it. And it's just going to be kind of fun, kind of goofy. People do either say what an idiot he is, but, hey, at least I get to leave my house, you people. So, all right. Anyways, Jana's company came about because we thought, well, where does Finn belong? First of all, he needs to learn that he's not the only one with a conscience. He's not the only one who said no. His family is Rey and Poe and Resistance, but he needs to find another family. So he ends up being the leader of the group that says no. For a while, we called them Campaign 77, which of course plays upon Order 66 and the date of the original film, Terrio. That's just kind of a general thing right there. Why don't you tell me I wasn't showing the picture well? Yeah, I got to figure something out. This isn't working for me because I want to show you guys this picture better, but I can't get the right angle because the box is in the way.
That looks good. Right there. That looks good. Good shot. Good shot.
All right, so that picture down there is Jana Skiff version 1. I did the ones with the splashes of red. The idea is that they scavenge stuff from the Death Star, so you see little bits of elements of what she would have found, which is echoing Rey in The Force Awakens. with her stormtrooper goggles. Dylan.
I can see that now. I didn't guess that before. Wow. That's neat.
Okay, and then we have Jana new goggle version 2. That's the big one of her. Maybe there's a camera in there that gives her different information, like night vision goggles or something like that. We thought that is the thing around her neck. Might be something for swimming underwater. I was going to say underwear, but it's underwater. A breathing device akin to what Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan use in Episode 1. Dylan.
Nice.
So,
wow. Prequel callback.
yep. So we have these last few that are actually more of up close or what people look like. I mean, that's her. That's what she looks like. That's like, the portrait that you'd have someone paint of you. It's this one too. Those are Dylan. So, I'm not trying to typecast anyone, but it seems like so far a lot of the ones that we've seen of Watt are more vague, kind of loose interpretations, and these ones that we have of Dylan, at least on this page, we had some other ones like that of Dylan, but at least on this page are a little bit more in depth, involved. And
yeah, I see Naomi Aki as Jana in those two bigger sketches. Yeah, that's Naomi as Jana. Yep, you can see that plainly.
And
Wow.
that is it for session number 2, which brings us to page, we did 59. So I'll give you a little teaser, a little sizzle. We have, for the next one, we have writing to go through. It's only a page, though, I think.
And reading.
See, this is going to be more costumes. But these are dark side costumes because we just went through the light side costumes.
We did.
And then after that, we have the props department.
Oh, there's a lot of fun to be had there.
But let's see. So we got to go through. 15 pages to get through the props department. So we'll probably get into the props department somewhat on the next one, depending on what it is. But yeah, I want to try and get something figured out. Maybe depending on what the girlfriend has planned for this evening, maybe me and Rural Farm Boy can do one tomorrow, between breakfast and lunch with our friends. I think that will do the full one. So.
Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Good late evening.
How you doing, guys? We're doing all right here.
Oh,
glad to hear it.
I'm doing all right. I worked like 27, 26, 28 hours between Friday and Saturday, and which made me waste the first half of today being off. So my plan was, I was telling Rural Farm, my plan was to do 2 of these with him today, and collecting with you in a video game, and spend time with my girlfriend and watch a movie and do whatever. And I got one of these done. So, well, I spent time with my girlfriend too.
Hey, that's all that matters.
I'm making her catch up on Ozark so we can watch season 3 together.
Well, the collecting thing can be done whenever, Rural Farm Boy, you guys got to do your Holocron house. And especially spending time with the girlfriend, that's a happy wife is a happy life.
Yes, sir.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Nope.
Nope.
So my leopard couch. So I had to go buy a new couch, and when myself and my old roommate parted ways, I moved out with Delilah, a TV, a couch, and my clothes. That was it. Because I was just get the hell out of the apartment. She was whatever. And I just left with that. And I had to buy a couch. So, I picked up a couch and then another couch. But I got this couch I really like. Somebody's like, oh, you're going to love this couch. It was a leopard print couch. I'll find pictures of it. I'll put it on Twitter. It's a leopard print couch with red suede trim. It was gorgeous. It looked like a porn couch. And then, oh, sorry, I forgot your daughter was here. She hears worse in school, but it's still not the point.
Well, no, she's fine because I got the headset on, so she can't hear you. You guys can hear her.
Oh, okay. That makes me feel a little better then. So
yeah, but she does definitely have a dirty mouth, though. I've heard her talk.
Yeah. So I had that, and then moved it up here to New York City, and had it for a little while, and then it had a couch cushion or a couch cover go on top of it because my girlfriend's like, you can't have that any longer, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll go with the couch cover. And then had that for a little while, and I think we could have sold it for a couple $100 easily if we would have found the right person.
Yeah.
She found some hipster to take it for $50. And then he called. It was a couple days before Christmas. And then, like, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, he's like, can I get my money back and bring the couch back to you? My girlfriend doesn't like it. And I was like, nope. Sorry, dude.
Boys, say goodnight to Miss Shannon. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And
holy cow.
Wish her,
All right,
wish
good
her
night,
good night.
All right,
Good night,
Shannon.
Miss Shannon.
Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And we'll have to try and figure out sometime when we can get together.
Yeah.
She's already got it bookmarked. She got
The
it
more the
bookmarked.
better.
Always.
I mean, I can always record a section of the Bacta tank and play it live for everybody at some other time too, and then do our regular thing. Like, let's say, Shannon can't do it. She can do it Sunday night for her, afternoon for me. I can do my interview with her and record it, and then just play it on the Bacta tank, and have the live chat around that, or whatever. There's lots of things we can do. We can do whatever we want. This is our channel.
You might want to also go and bow out of the live stream now, because we're so live. If and you want to chat a little bit.
Oh no, we're
stream.
Yeah. So what else is going on in the live stream?
I don't know. I can't see the chat.
Oh, okay.
I can see it. Dale's still here. And I think Mr. Rez might be. He's been lurking lately.
Christina maybe still.
Yeah, Miss.
Yeah, there was something else.
Here.
There was something else I had to tell you guys about. I said I'll tell you that too after my couch, and I forgot what it was. So yeah, that was my. I'll find pictures. I'll put them on Twitter. I had the most beautiful leopard couch, and I still miss that. I still miss that thing. That's why that hybrid Wampa thing would have been cool. That's what reminded me of it. The leopard print Wampa couch, but. So yeah,
Dale
I don't know.
Dale says Michael's phone is still pointing at the box and the book.
Yeah, it
Which
is.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes, and Miss Christina is still here.
Hi, Christina. Yeah, I've been chatting with Miss Christina lately, and good chats with her. She's a very nice lady. I enjoy chatting with all of you guys. You guys are all fun.
And you guys got to remember, if you ever want to chat and there's no, I can always pull up a chat and invite people in, and we don't have to broadcast it. We can just talk about whatever we want. So if we want to talk about stuff, like for Christina and for Kylo, if we want to talk about something about the collectors, it only takes me 10 seconds to make a chat. I just mark it as private and don't send it anywhere. And we can chat that way too. But what Shannon might have been asking me before is if I had. Now you can go by now. I moved it away from you. If I had a GoPro or something like that, I have a Logitech HD 1080p camera. So Logitech's the name of the brand. I don't know what model it is. It's one of their okay ones. That's what I usually use. That's what I use when I'm streaming. Except now I have it on a tripod. I usually just have it clipped on my computer.
What is on your cam right now, Michael? That looks like a Planet of the Apes ape mouth.
It kind of does. It is a camera, or it is a candle and a candle holder.
Yeah. I got you.
It's a candle inside of a glass candle holder inside of another glass candle holder. I just have it resting there, so that's what it is.
Okay.
He's using my decor.
Yes, I'm using her decor.
The ball's caught you.
Where's that pointing at? Oh. Down the candle?
Hi, Michael's girlfriend. Since they can hear in the background.
Miss Danielle, as I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Miss Danielle, hello.
That is correct.
Yep.
But
Yep.
all right, yeah, I think that just about does it for tonight. I am going to try and get caught up on some of the calendar stuff because I'm way behind on that. I think I need to post 5 of them a day, and it'll still take me a week to catch up, but we'll see.
That's okay, man. Just get caught up.
Yep. And then, I'm just going to take my episodes of this and just put them onto unedited onto Anchor just to get them on there, and no one's listening to them anyways, so I shouldn't say that. I think Rural Farm Boys listen to them. And Charlie Skywalker's listened to a couple, or at least put them on. But I think Rural Farm Boy does it when he can't get the couple that he's missed out on. He listens to them at work that way. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that because I don't have time to go through. I got to find a better way to edit it or see if there's a better sound compression or some kind of program where I can take where they're put it where anytime I have more than a 1 second gap or a whatever amount of time, just have it shorten it automatically that way, because that would just save me so many hours and I could just run it. But there's got to be something like that I got to figure out for my friends, because when I recorded for Bad Motivators with Dallas on Tarkin's Tangents, and I was just horrible. I feel like I had a very bad showing. But I don't know. I feel like that a lot of times. Like when I was just on, I don't know. I feel like whenever I record with somebody else, I always do a shitty job or a piss poor job. But then you get somebody like Royal Farm Boy who always tells me, no, it sounded good. So.
Because it did. I'm a listener. When I'm hearing, and I explained this in a long form talk with one of our friends. When I'm hearing, I listen to what folks are saying. I don't just go and hear it. I listen. And that's how I make my responses, because I hear what my friends are saying. Just pay attention.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have, when this whole thing is over, we're gonna have a lot of babies being born and a lot of divorces.
And a
Yeah.
lot of new episodes of Snapped.
Yeah, especially when someone's stuck at home and someone else has to leave the house and go and work, and then you're on different schedules and different things, and
And the other person can't possibly understand what the other person's feeling.
yep, I mean,
What she said.
yeah. So it's like she actually wants to see me when I come home now, and usually I'm just it used to be the way. It used to be the other way
Michael
around
might
where.
You might understand this when I say what the Holocronicles boys say. Death Star babies. That makes
Death
sense.
Star babies. I like that.
Yeah.
Death Star babies.
Yep.
Ow.
So that means come this December, there's going to be many more youngins being born because of what's going on now.
Yeah, I can
Just
see
like
that
what happened
happening.
yeah.
Baby boomers, yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole nother second generation baby boomers going to be happening. Wow. We'll see what happens. Dale Erdman.
You
That or
guys
they
there?
learn to get
Did we
along.
freeze? What happened?
Social distancing babies don't make sense.
Or is Supreme Leader taking everything over?
Not Michael still here.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
we're-
There you are.
we're
Because you guys were frozen, and I changed the screen to look at the Supreme Leader, and all of a sudden everything went crazy.
I mean, you
As
social
it does.
distance from other people, but I mean, if chances are, if the person that you live with has it, you're going to have it too, because no matter how much you clean and sanitize and try and not do anything, I mean, you're just going to get the other person sick with it if you have it.
Right.
And if they don't, them other folks that folks are living with, if they don't have it, then what's going to happen? Thinking Death Star babies. There's going to be more babies coming December because folks are cooped up inside, and there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be some. What the Holochronicles boys said, if you take my meaning, there's going to be some Death Star babies in December. We shall see. Lots of kids being born.
It would make sense with
cooped up
everybody being
inside.
cooped together. Yep.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Just that.
None coming from us.
Not me.
Not me.
Nope. Not participating in. And I don't expect Michael will be neither.
Well, it'd be kind of hard because she's working at the hospital, so she quarantines herself off. So we don't even really. I mean, we're both home, but since we have a separate living area, we're kind of like. But you know what? It is what it is.
Together, but not together.
Yeah, I mean, because we can't be, because she can't. I can't even remotely get close to any of it, but yet I'm still working, which she is screaming at me on a daily basis about continuing to go to work. But I'm like, there's things that I like to have, and if I don't go and work, I can't have the things I like to have.
Exactly. And here's another thing kind of in relation to that, Kylo, if you're not familiar with. A little while ago, we had Shannon Moran here in the live chat.
Yes,
Yeah,
I saw her.
her significant other also works in hospital. So when she comes home, Miss Shannon and her significant other got to spend time apart, same as you and your missus does. And Yeah, there's some time in between before they actually get the yins actually you and yours and she and hers gets to sit down together. There's some time in between where time spent missing your other.
Right.
Yeah, that's some tough stuff. But we're still carrying on.
It's even a little bit tough on the young end, but because that's
It
her
is.
stepmom, and they started to grow a really close bond, but because of this happened, there's we can't be that close knit family that we were. It's kind of like taking a break, but
Yep,
we're still.
understood.
Well, my thing that gets me too is people that don't understand. It's like, okay, if you're gonna wear gloves, that's fine. But you know how many times you have to change your gloves when you're outside or you're doing something or you go in the grocery store and you're touching things in the grocery store and then your phone rings, so you answer your phone. Well, no, you need to take your gloves off, put Purell on your hands, answer your phone, put your phone back, put new gloves on. As soon as you put those gloves on, you touch something in the grocery store, and then you pick up your phone. If you have germs on your gloves, it gets on your phone.
Yep.
And now you put that phone to your face, and then you put that phone back in your purse or your pocket, and the germs are on there. And then you go home and you wash your hands, get anything off your hands that are good. You take your purse out of your bag or your phone out of your pocket or your phone out of your purse, and you go to make that phone call again or do whatever you're going to do. Now those germs are there. Or you had the gloves on when you got in your car and you touched your steering wheel and put on, grabbed your keys out. Well, now your steering wheel is contaminated. Your keys are contaminated. I mean, it's not that I'm not taking it as a big deal, but I don't wear gloves when I go out because I don't, I probably should, but I don't. And if I did, I'd have a bunch of pairs of gloves with me because I'd be changing my gloves nonstop. I went down anytime that I think I would have came in contact with something, I'd be changing it. So on the subway, I walk down the subway, I touch the railing, got to change my glove. Touch the seat, got to change my glove. I mean, and it's not the reason I'm not doing it, but I'd change my gloves probably 5 times on the way to work. And
you go through a lot of pairs of gloves pretty quick, and either they are non-existent or they are price gouge right now to get gloves. And we ran out of getting them at work, which means now I kind of sit on a small gold mine, but I only use my gloves because I bought those like a month ago. Hey, I bought the gloves. I'm sorry, you don't have gloves? You know what? You should have been, it would be like me handing you my last 2 rolls of toilet paper when there ain't going to be any toilet paper for a month. Guess what? Sorry.
Yeah, see, I don't really have any of that problem. Because when I was on with Dallas, I was on with Emily Lind, and we only live a few miles from each other. But where she has a completely different thing of can't find food at the supermarket and, this and that or whatever it was. Where me, it's like, I got no problem finding food. And, tonight we wanted something other than chicken because we've been eating a lot of chicken because chicken's the easiest one to get and the one that's staying the cheapest.
Right.
But the one store I went to didn't have anything except for chicken. And I was like, well, let's do some ravioli with sausage. So that's what we did instead. And then tomorrow I'll go out early and go to the bigger supermarket that's by me, which still isn't a big supermarket. It's still small. And get, whatever they have for that. And then, I don't have my schedule yet, but I'll probably be working the rest of the week then. So I won't have to worry about dinner.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's like, Emily's having some trouble. It just depends on exactly where you live and how things are. And if you look at a map of New York City, every place in Brooklyn around me is dark blue, which is like highly contaminated or percentage wise or whatever. I don't even know what they are, how they're doing it percentage wise. But you look at my area, it's the only blue part. That and the really expensive parts of Manhattan where you have all skyscrapers and everything around Central Park, on the Upper East Side and Upper West Side. That's the only thing that's not dark because, I live in, not myself personally, but, the richest part of Brooklyn. I mean, my apartment isn't, but, you go a couple blocks over. I mean, and I actually, the way it's broken down, if you go one street over, my rent would have doubled. But because I'm one street over, my rent's half the price of what it is, a block away. But that whole area of Park, I'm in Park Slope. That's where a lot of your actors are and movie stars and, the people that wrote the music for, I think it was Frozen, live over there, and they have a kids dance studio. They're like, performers or whatever. They have something by me now. And, it's just like, you look at it, it's like, and the only reason is because everything's spread out and that we actually have real stores. But you go out of Park Slope, and Park Slope does get a little bit hood. Half of it's the hood, but it's still, better hood. It's still more expensive hood than whatever else. It's not really the ghetto because it's Park Slope and it's still worth money. But but you go other places and it's like everybody's living on top of each other, and poorer areas, and there's 12 people living in an apartment and whatever. So of course their density for people is going to be much higher when it comes to people getting sick, because like we were saying, if somebody in your house has it, everybody gets it. Well, if you got 2 people living in your house, only 2 people are going to get sick. You got 10 people living in your house, in a 2-bedroom apartment, then 10 people are going to get sick. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Well, before you cut this, I wanna show the glow on this Snook real quick because I haven't seen it yet. So I've been charging it. So let me kill this LED and let me kill this other light, and we'll see the glow. I want to see how good he is. Hold on.
Oh, let's do this. Take a quick peek. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he does glow actually good. I've never tried to light him up yet, really.
How long will he glow like that? Do you know?
I
mean, what
like
rumor has it?
Let's see. I've been on the chat in here for about a good maybe 10 or 15 minutes, so he's been lit up that long. So he'll probably glow for about an hour or so.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I can see the glow. That's great. Wow. That's nice.
So that's why I wanted to, because I'm like, hell, I'm down here. We're gonna BS on here for a bit. Let me sit this up, turn this on, put the camera on it, and just leave it sit there and charge while I'm sitting there going through some stuff, because I'm gonna work on some figures this week coming up. And I was just like, hell, let me turn the lights off before we close the video up and see what he looks like.
I saw today, speaking of you working on figures, I saw someone today did the scene from Geonosis where I can't think of his name.
Mace Windu?
Yeah.
Mace Windu cut off Jango Fett's head?
Yeah, did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty nice. I like that.
I thought I was going to tag you in it, but I got doing something else, and I was like, oh, shit, it's fucking 7:55.
Yeah. I was like, oh, man, that would be a great movie moment for the next Smuggler's Bounty box. I was like, shit, they're not making them no more.
Yeah. But, yeah, I have those 3 things that I forgot that I ordered.
Mine, I just got mine today.
And then I got 2 of the Revan to open up. I mean, because I got the one Revan for myself, and then the other one I figured I'm buying it, and I can get 2, so I might as well get 2 because someone's gonna want one.
Which one, Darth Revan?
No, Jedi.
Oh, Jedi Revan. Yeah, he's cool. I like him. That one.
And then I got because they went back up on GameStop. And then I got 2 of the battle droids that are back ordered. They put them up for sale, but they're back ordered. Like, and then I got 2 of the clone stormtrooper or some stormtrooper commander. Something from one. Something from one of the games, and that isn't for sale yet. But I picked up 2 of those. Well, it is obviously it's for sale, but they're waiting for. They don't know when it's going to even come in. But I just ordered 2 of them. I was like, all right, whatever. I don't want to worry about it because, like the new ones that the carbonized. The carbonized that just came out with.
I think we froze again.
You froze. I'm not frozen. Oh, you're unfrozen. But the new Boba Fett came out, and there's another stormtrooper and something else. I know some people were upset about it. They're like, why aren't we getting anything new? Well, Boba Fett carbonized is new, and it's the 40th anniversary, so. They're gonna make their money how they can because I think it was our buddy Corey from Kessel Run Transmissions, and he was he made a video about how great everything coming out was, but it was all sarcasm because it's like, why aren't we getting these figures and we're not getting anything from that we want and whatever it was. And I mean, it's true, but they know these are going to sell. I mean, you can still, your peg warmers, everything from Solo is still a peg warmer. Rogue One, everything from Rogue One is still a peg warmer.
You still even have a bunch of Rise of Skywalker still warming the pegs. That just came out.
Yep, and you still have, I mean, yeah, you have from all 3 of them. But that's also what happened when you make 4 different Rays. Well, Ray's not that big of a character in comparison to Luke Skywalker. So, they put out a different Luke Skywalker every 6 months, and it sells like crazy. But you put out a new Ray every 6 months, and people are like, I already have a Ray. What do I want another one for?
That's because they don't change her outfit. They just put something else in the package with her, like. One was a BB-8, then the next one was a DO, and they don't do anything different for her. They just put a different droid with her or whatever. So, I mean, that's why, like, her figures suck.
Like, why didn't we get Dark Ray?
Oh, yeah, I'm all over that one whenever that one comes out.
And it's not coming out until, like the Boba Fett one isn't coming out till August, right before Celebration. So you have the first wave of the 40th anniversary coming out on the 17th or somewhere around there. I don't know exactly because every store is different, and I don't know if it's been delayed or not with this whole virus thing. Then you have the second wave coming out in August. Now you have these 3 new ones coming out in August, not to mention the new ones that they're just putting out one of from like GameStop or whatever.
Right.
I don't know how long it takes to plan a Black Series figure, but I'm sure a year is long enough. For 6 months or 9 months is long enough to plan it and put it out there. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I don't know how it would be if they had just a few people know about Dark Ray and plan on it. Now, I understand you don't want to get rid of all of, you don't want to let all your secrets out. And the more people that talk about Dark Ray, the more, chance there is getting out. But you put only a couple people know about Dark Ray. So you have the sketches done, you have everything done, but only a few people know about it. And then you have, okay, well, we're going to use this, this, and this. All stuff we already have, because that's what they do. They just reuse things. They might have to change the 3D face sculpt, but they already have Daisy Ridley's face. So they just need to change the coloring a little bit. You just let a few people know on the design team. That way it doesn't come out. And that way, I mean, if you do it with all the characters, yeah, you're going to get leaks and stuff like that. But I mean, just why don't we have Dark Ray, and it's going to be a year after the movie's out and we still don't have a Dark Ray? Because they know that we're gonna buy it anyways. You're not going to spend $20 for it for your kids, or most people won't. To play with and just break. It's not like when, I don't know what the price difference was, but when it was $1.99 or $2.99 for a Star Wars figure, and the '80s or whatever they cost. I don't know what the comparison is now, but even if it's $10, still it's nothing like
Right.
$22 or whatever it is, or the good ones that are $30, and they're not built to play with. I mean, you can't. If I sat there and actually played with them for an hour like I was a kid playing, they'd be broken.
Oh yeah, they would be broken real quick.
So obviously they're not being sold to. They're not being. Those big ones aren't being sold for kids. They're being sold for big kids. But anyways, yeah. Yeah. So I got those to pop open, but if we don't get it done, I'll just do them for the tank, or save something for it. And because I got I just went and reordered the 40th anniversary Funkos, because GameStop sent me an email because I had them pre-ordered, that they're trying to go through the pre-orders, but they have so many that they're trying to see if people are going to be able to, if they get their pre-orders put to a different store, then we can pay it off with a credit card when we go there and still do curbside pickup like they're doing. But none of them are open in New York State. So like any places that have a shutdown order, you can't go get them. So I understand it's not like this is the first attempt or anyone's told me about it. I got the email a couple days ago, but when I called last week, they were like, "Nope, you got to wait for it to open." And I was like, "I understand, but they have, I have 10 Funkos that I have that I have deposits on, and I have the first wave of the Black Series that I have deposits on. I like, I don't mind using that money to pay for them, but let me know where I can pick them up and finish paying for them, or whatever it is." No, we don't know. Well, of course you don't know, dude. You're in India right now answering the phone. I'm trying to talk to you about the problem in New York City, and you're trying to tell me, yes, you understand. No, you're reading off a card. I can tell you're reading off a card about the situation of what's going on. You have no clue. You might even have briefings on it, but you don't live here. You don't know. Just like if I was answering the phone for someone in England and you wanted me to talk about the problems that were going over there in England, I don't know. I know what's going on over here. I have friends that are over there that are telling me what's going on, but I still can't make it. And, so that's not, so I understand exactly because I'm not there.
Right.
But so now we got this email. They sent me an email to let me know that they'd email me later so we can figure it out. So they got to go through, they send an email to everybody, which just is a regular email. Now they have to go through everyone they send the email to and try and figure out and deal with them individually. But I mean, the worst case scenario is I got those. I still have to get the dinosaur ones, because I got the dinosaur ones came out with. I got the dad and the son, baby, the baby and Earl Sinclair. I got one of those each for me, and then one each for my dad. I know he has no idea what the fuck Funko Pops are, but we used to watch dinosaurs together when I was growing up. So I mean, that was something that when I saw that's the first thing I thought. I was like, I need to get these two for my dad. I'm not gonna go buy I'm not gonna go buy the rest of them for him.
I used to watch that with my dad too.
Yeah.
When I was growing up. Well, we're about the same age, probably. Anyways, that's probably how we spent time with our dads back in the day.
Yeah, but it's like, so then I tried to get the dinosaur ones. I can't find the dinosaur ones anywhere.
Check Amazon.
I think I did.
Then check either box ones will ship to you, or check Hot Topic, because I know I've seen them on there.
I mean, because
boxones.com has them. I know that because I just saw them the other day when I ordered a figure, and it actually showed up today. I was surprised that it actually shipped out because I didn't know they were functioning their warehouses or not.
Oh yeah, these ones from GameStop weren't, because I forgot that I had ordered them until we talked to Scooby, and then I was looking through my email for something else. I was looking for my email for my H&R Block or my TurboTax information, and I was like, Target, what did I order from Target? And I was like, oh shit, I already ordered those. So that's when I talked to you and I talked to him. And if I get another one, I get another one. But whatever, we'll figure it out. And
if anything, it could be you can turn around and somebody else might need it, or you could do it as a giveaway. Like throw that in as like a pot sweetener for a giveaway, because those C3POs, they're gone. Like they're cleared out of my area completely already.
Oh, I got 3 of them.
So the ones that we ran around, and mostly he ran around, he did most of the legwork because he's out and about, but they're all wiped from Illinois within 100 miles.
Well, that's what when they went back on sale. I went and bought them, and it was like, okay, how many do you want? And I was like, I could buy 9 and resell them all and make some money. I was like, I'll just buy 3, 1 for me. I'm sure I can find 2 people, somebody that wants one that collects them, and somebody else that likes C3PO that would want one. So I just picked up 3 of them and figured, whatever. I know I'll get rid of them somehow, or giveaways or whatever it is, or they'll be great to trade for. I still need both Boba Fett's. I need the Futurama Boba Fett. I need the red Boba Fett. I'm going to need the black Boba Fett, because the 2 are just reversed. The 2 Funkos are reversed. They're just the coloring. One's red, one's black.
But you got the black one.
Oh, yeah, I did get that one. I need the red one. I need the red one.
The red one comes out either Thursday or Friday, and we're gonna be on it. We're gonna be at the store before Target opens Thursday. I'll be out with him. And then if it don't drop Thursday, like they said, then if it drops Friday, he'll be out, doing it, because I'll have to be at work. Okay, so I'm keeping Thursday off so I can make that run with him. So then this way we can tag team up and get like 2 per store. We can hit 3 different stores and walk away with 6 of them. We have ours for the 2 of us, and then we've got, whoever else might need help.
All right, fellas, I'm going to skip in here for 1 quick second.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
I'm going to skip in because I'm going to go and bow out for the evening and wishing you two both very well. And we shall meet up in the back to tank tomorrow evening.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow evening we're gonna have the famous Star Wars character namers on in the box tank.
Sons. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Wishing you to be safe. Stay inside as you can. And I know neither one of you can, because you're both working and I ain't. Just stay safe, friends, as you can.
Will do.
We'll cross paths very, very soon.
We will talk.
You also.
Yep. Looking forward to seeing you in live chat and in the chat rooms. So, good evening, friends. May the force be with you. Stay safe.
Have a good night.
Good night, Anthony.
Good night, Kyla.
Good night, Rural. Have a good night. So says the younging too. All right.
That right there, the way that one went. Oh no, we got Christina in the chat too. Christina, you want to get in here and chat with us? Talk about our Funkos, and we'll
say. And then there were 2.
All right, Christina, click on that link, because I'm going to end this broadcast because it's already been way too long. So we'll either see you tomorrow or talk to you later on tonight, or hop on in here if you want to talk about these Funko things just for a minute or 2. But with that, I say good day. May the force be with you.
See everybody next time.
Always.